Hey guys, welcome back to the biggest agricultural platform in Namibia known as Nduna Wengombe, which means headman of cattle. Which means headman of cattle in English. My name, of course, is Mitchell Mutumba Simata, aka the headman of cattle, there in Nduna Wengombe. So today, I'm not going to talk about livestock. I'm not going to talk about plant life. I'm going to talk about family business, farming as a family business. Particularly when the inevitable happens, where the parent and the children start clashing because of ideas, how they want to farm, how they probably want to move the farm forward. The son or the daughter is ready to take over, the dad doesn't want to step aside yet. So let's get into that. Let's talk about family business when parents and children clash. As you guys know, I'm never writing solo. I got my trusted notebook here. Let's get into this thing. Long gone are the times when it could be taken for granted that the only son or sons would follow their father's footsteps and take over the family farm. These days, daughters often grow up to play a leading role on the farm. Other families choose to hire from outside the family to ensure that the operation is run by people with the appropriate skills and appropriate training and skills. However, where succession on the farm follows a more traditional pattern, it is not uncommon to see conflict emerging, especially as the next generation starts to have families of their own. When children return to the farm to join the family business, conflict can often arise between the older generation and the younger ones. The latter will be eager to implement, which is now the younger generation will be eager to implement what they have learned at college or university, and to modernize the way the farm is run by implementing new technologies that may not be familiar to the previous generation, which is now the parent. The parents, who more often than not is the head of the business at the time, might be intimidated, insulted, or just plain stubborn, causing him or her to resist new ideas on the farm. This might not be without reason. The farmer, which is the parent, has decades of experience, knowledge and experience. So how can two generations learn to work together and benefit from the skills and expertise of both parties can bring to the table? The answer lies in mutual respect and effective communication. Strong allies and fierce enemies. When families work together as a singular unit, there is little to compare with the strength of their connection and their singularity of their focus. When they cannot come together as a unit, the battle can be fierce. Yes, it is too simplistic to describe most relationships between parents and their children as either loving or competitive. The business created by parents or the multi-generational business or businesses they successfully run become part of their identity. So if your mother or father was a top cattle breeder, let's say a top Brahman breeder, it becomes the part of the family identity. If it was called maybe Mutumba Brahman, it's part of my identity because I've run it successfully, and now when my kid comes in, problems comes in. It is therefore not uncommon for a farmer to feel a sense of loss when the time comes to hand over the reins, when it's time to let your child take over. The inner conflict may manifest in form of small gestures in a parent's way of promoting his child, simultaneous promotion, and subtitle sabotage of the child's efforts. The project he or she hands over and then critically micromanages it. Explain the way as monitoring the child, but in turn causes a crisis in the child's confidence. Both parent and child take their family business personal. The son or daughter is not merely an employee. What happens with What happens with the business can have a direct effect on the sense of harmony felt within the family. So if you as the son or daughter take over your parents' agricultural business farm and you run it into the ground, it could lead to an endless conflict between yourself and your dad, which could be something crazy. The power of this connection must be acknowledged. The contradictory dynamics of unconditional love and competition must be addressed. Resolution can best be achieved through communication and compromise. The parent must monitor their children in the way they would have wanted to be monitored and guided and taught when they first started working on the farm. So in other words, you have to treat your child the same way you would have wanted to be treated when you started working on your farm. Maybe your parent was difficult. They didn't really give you the space to make independent decisions. But probably you can do that for your child, giving him more of a free run, but monitoring his success and making sure that he meets the targets. He or she must want to not only impart knowledge, but also have developed essential qualities in his or her successor. So very important, not just taking knowledge from your kid, not just giving knowledge to your kid, but also developing essential qualities in your children is very important. Above all, the farmer must believe that preparing his or her child for succession will establish their legacy and not diminish it. So, in other words, if I'm giving over my farm to my son or daughter or to my children, I should believe that this is going to secure our legacy and take it from what it is and take it further, rather than just having a negative mindset, hey, these kids are going to destroy it. That's how you also do. This is how you also start creating conflict. So, in other words, trusting your children, trusting that your children will do the right thing. Children, on the other hand, should open themselves up to being monitored and value the knowledge and experience their parents give. They need to honor their parents while finding their own way. So that's to us young people, that we should be able to open ourselves up to getting probably old technologies from our dads and our moms, old knowledge and old experience, but also be respectful towards our parents, and also not mind our parents monitoring us. Because I know when we're growing up and you're now taking over a business, whether it's a farm or whether you're taking a agricultural production business, maybe producing feeds and stuff like that, you want to be on your own. You want to run it as how you feel it should be run, and you do not want to be monitored by our parent. But sometimes we should allow our parents to monitor us, and we should value the knowledge that our parents give to us. And also, we should honor our parents, honor and respect our parents, while at least we're finding our way. So being able to sit down with your dad on a Saturday or on a Sunday, after the week or during the weekend after the week of farming has ended, maybe you're planning to plant, sitting down and just talking with your father or your mother, how do you think I should go about it, and listening to them. Marrying the old and the new together to find a symbiotic relationship where you guys can farm productively. If you're just going to be, no, I don't want to listen to this old man or I don't want to listen to this old woman, their times are gone. You guys are going to have more conflict, and then the family farm was handed over to you and you end up destroying it or you end up selling it off. There's not going to be any harmony within the family. So, as they said, compromising and effective communication. Effective communication is extremely important in a family business. And I think that's how you can go about it. So those are my 2 cents on this family businesses when parents and children clash. So how one can, what leads to it. I gave what leads to it, how you can overcome it, and how you guys can probably find a win-win situation for both parent and child. So with that said, guys, have yourself a good day. Bye for now.